TTD officials reportedly received kickbacks to approve substandard supplies. The TTD in fact blacklisted certain suppliers and tightened quality control mechanisms to prevent future lapses. However, Hindu groups are now seeking swift punitive action to punish those behind the scandal, launching protests. The VHP has called for immediate arrest of Jagan Mohan Reddy, while top Hindu priests are demanding justice. They have actually broken 1001 coconuts at TTD as penance, and they've also issued a letter seeking and asking for stringent action to be taken. Listen into what some of the seers had to say.
మనమందరం చూసాము ఇప్పుడు సమీపంలో మనకి బయట వచ్చింది ఒక పెద్ద ఒక ఇది వచ్చింది ఎట్లా అంటే
ఇదే రామానుజాయ నమః എമ്പാർ തിരുവടികളെ ശരണം ശിവപതിയാന സർവേശ്വരാന ശിവൻ നാരായണൻ అక్షావతార రూపమాయి వరాహ అవతారమాయి
లోనే మహా అపరాధము. మరి ఈరోజు మనం చూస్తే కనుక పవిత్రమైనటువంటి స్వామివారి ప్రసాదము మనం ఒక.
So here's the letter. The VHP calls for arrest and the seers say start taking stringent action. Now, as the war of words escalates, the question remains, has sacrilege been normalized in this political clash, with the YSRCP saying there is no animal fat, it's not non-veg, but yeah, there is vegetarian adulteration. So instead of pure ghee, chemical ghee, artificial ghee made out of vegetable oil has been used. That's supposed to be all right. What's the big deal about that? Or should that also be made a big deal? That's a question. Jyotsna Tirunagari, spokesperson TDP with us. Karthik Yellapragada also with us. Namaste. Thank you very much, Jyotsna ji and Karthik ji. And Dr. Anand Ranganathan also with us. Namaste. Jyotsna ji, YSRCP says you said animal fat. There is no animal fat. It's clean chit. It's not non-veg. So why are you crying sacrilege?
See, Anandji, initially I think at least they should have the minimum, courtesy in them to apologize to the Hindus. At least the courtesy in them to apologize for what they have done during their tenure. First thing, adulterating the ghee is a sin. It's a crime. I would say it's a crime. They have committed a crime. They should have at least apologized. They should have had it in their heart to at least apologize. Forget about the punishments, forget about everything else on earth. At least they have heard the sentiments of crores of Hindus, so they should have at least apologized. First thing. Second thing, Anandji, I think, the SIT report very categorically says there is no clean sheet to anybody. In fact, 36 have been accused, 36 have been, the charge sheet has been filed, everything has been done. And in fact, they have very clearly mentioned in page number 35 about the NEDP report, which talks about the animal fat. And also they have very clearly mentioned how gratification has, taken place in terms of almost 25 rupees per kg in terms of gratification that has, occurred or that has transpired during their time for, doing all the illegal activities that they have done. Mr. Chinnappa, whatever. They claim he is not his PA. Mr. Y.V. Subbareddy claims he is not his PA. Yesterday it very clearly came out, the same phone number, he was the PA, and in fact it very categorically mentioned in their report, the same report that they are quoting and a clean sheet for themselves, it very categorically mentioned in the report that Mr. Y.V. Subbareddy had Mr. Chinnappa as his PA. Now, leave apart all this, Anandji. My simple question is, adulteration has happened. SIT report has confirmed in the same SIT report that they are quoting has very categorically mentioned that adulteration has happened, right? People have, money has been, exchanged, right? Money laundering took place, right? And also people have been named in that, right, Anandji? And also, above all, very categorically the SIT report mentions about the tender condition modifications that have happened during their tenure. Everything has been mentioned in the SIT report. Now, my simple question to them is, at least, forget about all this. Forget about politics, forget about everything else on earth. There are Hindus. There is a religious sentiment attached to Tirumala Tirupati Devasthana.
Right.
There is religious sentiment attached, right? Even now when I'm speaking, my My whole body is shaking, Anandji. I'm honestly speaking, my whole body is shaking. This is the condition, this is the situation of crores of Hindus across the world. So at least they should apologize for what happened during their tenure, which
No,
has been confirmed by the same report given by an institution, given by an investigative.
Jostaji, you have to yield now. Okay, I've given you a free run for a bit. Now, Karthik, please respond. Thank you, Karthik. Please respond. Now, when the YSRCP says yes, there was adulteration, but it was not non-veg. What is the YSRCP trying to say there?
I'll tell you, Mr. Anand, thanks for having me in the show. As you said, you've given a free run to Madam Josna. You got to be giving me the same equal opportunity, I assume. That's an important question. Where did this prima facie of the Supreme Court case has started, Mr. Anand, is with the very primitive fact that the animal fat has been there. The Supreme Court has taken that as a prima facie. You know, I have the Supreme Court report in my hand. Based on that, the case has been dealt with. Point one. So I don't have to explain how the executive, legislative, and judicial works in our country, right? You have an FIR, and it comes to the charge sheet. At the charge sheet level, the conclusive evidence of not having animal fat is being debunked. You know, it's been debunked. That's a conclusive evidence as a prima facie. Now, as a matter of the fact that they constantly refer page 35, page 210, page 210 you can refer. They've clearly mentioned that there is no animal fat whatsoever. The whole sentiments has been spurred only because, you know, these gentlemen, Mr. Naidu and Mr. Kalyan, went on again and again and claimed that it's just not animal fat, but also the particles of animal in it, you know, for an instance. And then second part, they keep claiming that this happened only during YSRCP regime. That's not fact, Mr. Anand. I'll tell you, in 2019, 19th of April 2019, I'm holding executive orders in my hand. 82,000 kgs of ghee at 291 rupees, Mr. Anand. Underline that, at 291, because I need to clear a lot of air on the ghee prices as well. 19th of April, this is the order. Why did they order, and who brought Harsh Diaries and Bole Baba? I have the executive orders again. The Harsh Diaries and Bole Baba is being brought during the TDP regime. Now they say stop politicizing. Who is politicizing? Even after Supreme Court has told, do not involve God in the name of politics. As Supreme Court Justice Gawai has told, constantly they bring political equation into this. And most importantly, you know, it's a very important point. The 4 tankers that got rejected, very, very important point. The 4 tankers that got rejected were actually entering back into the temple, where they're claiming to have this animal fat, where the whole story started. The question comes, after TDP has come into the power, you can refer page 44, Mr. Anand, very clearly. How can the same tankers enter back? I'm quoting the page number 44. It's clearly written in here, right? That's nonsense. Now, yesterday, Mr. Kalyan, what does he say? And Mr. Naidu, what does he say? We have toilet cleaners. What nonsense is that? Is it not playing with the sentiments of Hindu people? Any college sophomore, a 5th grade student would know, if you mix an acid with a fat content, it will be broken up. What nonsense is that? No, your TV could actually order some phenyl or some chemicals. Would it mean you'll serve it to your, you know, customers, or you would serve it to your people coming in?
Okay.
Now, it makes no sense.
Now, my simple point, you didn't answer my basic question. If it is not non-veg, so vegetarian adulteration is all right. To serve vegetable oil, and that to 68 lakhs liters of non-pure ghee as prasada for Lord Venkateshwara is all right, because it's got no vegetable. It's got no vegetable. One. Second question, sir. If you believe that the TDP or in the previous regime they empaneled this in 2019, what did you do? Why did you continue? Why did you not change? Why did you not ensure that this does not happen, this adulteration does not happen? Any adulteration, if you are supposed to make, the prasada or bhoga for the Lord with pure ghee, Dr. Ranganathan, you are a Darwinian atheist, but you have gone to TTD. And my question to you is, if there is a norm of serving something to the Lord from the faith point of view, and then that is supposed to go to the devotees as prasadam or the blessings of the Lord. So as long as it is non-vegetarian adulteration, it is all right. Is the YSRCP justified? The other thing, sir. The other thing, Dr. Ranganath, just one second, I'll come back to you. He's not spoken. So the other question is, the TDP says they've not even apologized. I'm asking the TDP, why haven't you arrested them if you have the proof in hand? How are these people roaming around free? Dr. Ranganathan.
Yes. Yeah. Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I will start off by stating just the facts. The first fact is that this dairy had adulterated close to 7 million kilograms of ghee. 7 million. This is unprecedented. That's a fact, number one. Fact number two is that nothing less than the government of Andhra Pradesh, starting with the Chief Minister himself, claimed that the ghee was adulterated. He claimed it in September 2024 and he brandished an NDDB report saying that animal fat was used. So it is not hearsay saying that animal fat was used for laddus. It was the Chief Minister, sitting Chief Minister, basing his claim on the National Dairy Development Board report that talked about beef tallow and other animal fats being used. That is proof that he gave. That's fact number two. Fact number three is astonishing and flies in the face of common rationale. I am a human who's a vegetarian. Does that mean that one can use a human excreta and it will be fine because it is a vegetarian adulteration? What nonsense is going on out here? What kind of people are even brought on to, I'm sorry to say, your panel, who are brandishing this absolute nonsense that flies in the face of pure logic? Adulteration is adulteration. Tomorrow you will say that you are free to adulterate milk with urea because urea is vegetarian. Is this what we have come to? Number four, the fact of I'm dealing just with facts. The other fact is that in 2022, the TTD blacklisted Bholenath Dairy. 2022 comes under the year where the YSR government was ruling Andhra Pradesh. Now, despite the blacklisting of this dairy, why was through proxies, including Vaishnavi Dairy, the same guy was allowed to give and, the ghee was procured from the same dairy? Why was this happen? And fact number five, the CFTRI report that was institutional in saying that this dairy must be blacklisted. Why was it suppressed and no action taken? Because of that CFTRI report. These are the five facts which are undisputed. Over and above that, it is opinion. Arrest that person, arrest that person. Even I can put my opinion that it is sacrilege that you have in today's day and time governments controlling not just the temple but the board itself. The board is controlled by the state government. Who gets to be the chief of the TDT is decided by the state government. Who is going to be the IAS officer dictating what is to be done with the finances is decided by the government. 50 crores of the money that is generated through Hindu donations is directly given to the government to be used. There are more than 500 crores that are dictated by the government. I want to make a flyover. I want to take Tirupati money. I can also say all that. But today I am dealing with just 5 irrefutable facts.
Okay, now viewers, we all have ice cream. There is a brand that makes frozen dessert. Any product that's called frozen dessert because it's got vegetable oil, you can call it ice cream only if it is 100% made out of milk or milk solids. Otherwise, you can't call it ice cream. If there is vegetable oil in it, it becomes frozen dessert. Karthik, please tell me, if you are using vegetable oil to make these laddus, why were they called ghee laddus? And is that the norm? Is that the prescription? Is that what is supposed to be served to Lord Venkateshwara and his devotees?
Mr. Anand, I'll tell you. So I don't know Ranganathan. It's one. He's taken sides. It appears, but I'm seeing first time the gentleman.
Don't get personal. I can also get personal and say you are licking the boots of me.
What did I say, Mr. Ranganathan? I didn't say anything. Okay,
please don't. Just say what you are supposed to.
Fact 1 and 2, Mr. Anand. So there has been a procurement committee, right, when this was happening. Yes. And you know who was part of that procurement committee? VPR and other TDP allies were also part of that procurement committee. Now, what you asked an important question, Mr. Anand. You were asking why didn't TDP, after coming into the power, what did they do? Because 82,000 of ghee started during 2019 in April. And who brought Bole Baba? It was TDP.
No, but who didn't take them out? who
The
banned
second
them,
time-
who banned them and brought a proxy back. Don't absolve 5 years of YSRCP, sir.
Second.
No,
Let's
I'll
still
tell you
have a
what.
conversation.
I'll tell you what, sir.
Let's have a rational conversation
Would you?
going
No,
well.
no, sir. I've just got a simple question. If this was supposed to be supplying towards a church or towards a mosque or towards another religious institution, do you think this kind of patience would have been shown, or somebody would have dared to try and play this kind of a game with the sentiment of the faithful? Do you think, sir? The other thing, now I've got limited time. I'm just going to ask one more thing, Jyotsna ji. I'm going to ask you, when is the TDP going to arrest people? You have taken a lot of names. You have said that this was all happening under the aegis and knowledge of some of the top people of the previous government. Where are the arrests?
And
Who have you?
One-liner, Mr. Anand, there is no YSRCP leader anywhere mentioned in the charge sheet. Let Jyotsna answer that.
Yeah.
One second. Mr. Anand, I think Mr. Karthik forgot the fact that its report very categorically says that the tender conditions were changed by them during their tenure by the then TTD board chairperson and the procurement committee. Now, coming back to your question, Anand.
Karthik, please don't interrupt.
Anandji, there is an independent inquiry that has been set up by the Honorable Supreme Court into this matter after the Honorable Chief Minister said that, based on a report, NDDB report, he said that animal fat might have been used. Now, once the SIT report has come out, the government has, there are certain administrative things also we have to take into consideration, because there are a lot of officials being named in that, and also a person who is the PA of the sitting MP also named in it. So definitely the government is trying to form a commission to look into the administrative lapses and to take action on the people who are responsible.
When are you going to take action, ma'am? That is the first question. The seers are saying arrest people. If you have proof, arrest people. The other thing is, who is going to make good the loss of faith and the fact that impure prasadam has been served to more than 20 crore people. 20 crore laddus have gone to 20 crore people. And those 20 crore people, and out of that 1 lakh laddus were served at the Pran Pratishtha of Ram Lalla in Ayodhya. That was also impure. That is also now being questioned. That was that adulterated. And the most important part, sir. The most important part is, sir, if it is vegetable oil, how is it ghee? And how can adulteration like that be considered? It's okay.
Please take this one-liner statement, Mr. Anand.
Yes.
Please take this.
Yes,
Very
Karthik,
important
winding up
point.
on that.
Prana Pratishtha of Lord Rama you brought up. That's absolute nonsense. It's a fake narrative. This is dated report, TTD, in its official website. It's clearly written that 2000 kgs of ghee is being given by Dr. Rameshwar and another person, which is completely agnostic of this whole process. This has been packed in 350 boxes.
Sir, my point is, sir, with due respect, I take your point. I take your point, sir. But my point is, sir, at that time it was claimed it came from the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. The Tirumala Tirupati there for 5 years. Okay, sir, I take your point. But for 5 years, 5 years, sir, 1 lakh laddus were pure.
Please don't bring
Okay,
Lord
sir.
Rama into this.
Oh,
There is
no, sir.
relation to that.
Venkateswara and Rama are the same, sir. Venkateswara and Rama are the same. 20 crore devotees of Lord Venkateswara have been served vegetable oil made laddus, and you are saying these 1 lakh laddus were pure. Okay, sir, I take back my words and I say these 1 lakh laddus were not. But what about Venkateswara, sir? What about Venkateswara and his devotees? In his own home, the deity is being served impure prasadam and laddu, and his devotees are being served. That is all right. Oh, it is adulterated, but it is vegetarian. It is vegetarian adulteration, so it is all right. How can that be, sir? How can that be? How is that fair? How is that fair, sir? I have to wind up. I have to wind up. We got some ground to cover on neighboring Karnataka. So moving on, but this will continue to follow this story, viewers. Till the time the TDP takes action, we will continue to follow, because they can make allegations, but if they don't arrest, then they are also not being fair to the devotees of Lord Venkateshwara.